Turning to Africa now, and in Niger, a deadline is looming for the French ambassador to leave the country. The military junta has demanded the envoy leave by today. France has refused, saying it doesn't recognize the military-installed government. Tens of thousands of people have rallied in the capital Niamey in support of the coup leaders. It's now 1 month since the democratically elected president was deposed. The junta has defied crippling international sanctions and a threat by regional body ECOWAS to forcefully intervene. For more, let's turn now to DW's Olisa Chukwuma, who's standing by for us in Lagos. Olisa, France has rejected the junta's demand so far, but do we know if the French ambassador is still in the country?
Well, Michael, we're yet to confirm if there will be an exit of the French ambassador to Niger following the demands by the military junta for him to leave in 48 hours. That was issued on Friday. Today is Sunday, which basically counts into the deadline for his exit. Although we know that the French authorities have confirmed that they rejected this demand by the junta, saying that the junta does not have the legitimacy to an authority to authorize such an exit of the French ambassador away from the country. So a waiting game now between the French authorities, the ambassador, and the military junta in Niger.
Olisa, in a nutshell, why is anti-French sentiment running so high in Niger?
Well, any analyst will point to the wave of anti-French sentiments in recent years, particularly in West African countries like Mali and Burkina Faso. They blame France for many of the political problems that they have, and also economic problems, and not being able to help them in, fighting the insurgency they've seen in the region. Where a couple of French troops also based in Niger, and we've seen protests against these French troops, and also, as we saw yesterday, what they call a 1 million man attempted rally in the stadium just to chant away this anti-French sentiment, saying they are rejecting France, the former colony, and enough is enough as they want to determine their future. It's been a wave that has been coming, and Niger is the latest place to have this anti-French sentiment, Michael.
The regional bloc ECOWAS has, of course, slapped the junta with sanctions and threatened the use of military force against the junta. Any signs these are having an effect?
Well, Michael, you only have to go to the borders with neighboring countries like Nigeria, in the northern Nigerian states bordering Niger. So many blockades cutting off, trucks of goods and economic services. Nigeria supplies about 75% of electricity to Niger. That has been cut off since the sanctions began. There's also trade sanctions, and also border closure, and also air closure too. So it's the people of Niger who are clearly feeling the pinch, also with services and also economically in their pockets. So these sanctions are continuing to bite. The junta have called them inhumane and humiliating sanctions, but they continue to suffer under these sanctions until perhaps there is a break, some kind of diplomatic solution between ECOWAS and Niger. ECOWAS, as you know, Michael, continues to maintain that they still keep that military option at the back of their cards.
Olisa Chukwuma, on top of a dynamic story there in West Africa. Many thanks as always, Olisa.